And go.
So welcome to our May edition of Ask the Mayor. This month we have Chief Mark Myers with us from the West Fork Fire Department. last month we had Chad from Parks Department, and this is kind of a concept that Blair has come up with, that we would bring in some of the department heads and talk to them and ask some questions, let you guys get to know them a little bit, and hopefully answer some questions that maybe some of you have about the various departments in the city. So before we get into things with Chief Myers, I just want to remind everyone that early voting has started at the community center. So please get down there, get your vote cast, call all those folks that are running, find out who the best candidate is for you, and get down there and vote. I also want to point out that we do have active code enforcement taking place again. City's already received several calls that citizens have been contacted by our code enforcement officer, Aaron. But do know that what we're trying to do is just let folks know that they're out of compliance with the various codes, particularly maintenance of real property. And the city is willing to work with all the citizens. We're not out trying to write tickets. We're just trying to make people aware of where they're out of compliance and try to get those things taken care of. The water department wanted me to remind everyone that they are trying to get as many people as they can signed up for paperless billing. It's a greater convenience for the city. It reduces our postage costs. And so, and it's a more efficient process for handling the billing in the city. So those are the reasons we are encouraging you to sign up. It's just saving the city money, making things a little bit more efficient up here in the city admin building. So with that, Chief, let's get to you.
Okay.
So it's my understanding that the West Fork Fire Department encompasses it is one of the largest districts in the state of Arkansas.
That's correct. Approximately 92 square miles that we cover.
That's a lot of...
Everything from the airport all the way to Brentwood Rest area, north and south, east and west. We go all the way from Trace Branch to probably the Hog Eye Mall.
And so I think a lot of people don't understand that we have a large area, 92 square miles, as you say, and there's various fire departments or fire stations located throughout the south part of the county. But you are the chief of South Washington County.
We have our main station in West Fork. We have a substation in Greenland that we house vehicles there. We have a substation on 265 called the Hog Eye Fire Station. And then we're building one and just about done with all of it at Sugar Mountain. So we'll have 4 total stations. And they all house equipment.
And we partner with the rural fire department on that, but
yes, we
you
have
serve
the
as
city
chief
side of the fire department and the rural side of the fire department.
Yeah, and you serve chief as
Serve
chief
for
of both.
both.
Very cool. So I don't think a lot of people realize how big of an area this West Fork Fire Station really serves.
It's large.
Yeah.
It's large.
So what kind of call volume are we seeing in West Fork now?
It varies. It goes up and down. We started having to have full-time people back in 2014. We were running probably 500 calls a year, 400 or 500. We're up to 800-900 calls a year now. Varies, somewhere in an average of around 80 calls a month. It's a lot.
Yeah. And so for anyone that's interested, the chief also he keeps metrics on their response times. All of that goes into is it our ISO rating, Chief?
Yes.
And that's what determines what your property insurance
rates, yes.
Yeah. And so that's a concern of yours.
Which is the purpose of having so many substations, because you'd have to be within 5 road miles of any fire department to help lower your insurance.
Yeah. So that's a concern the chief is constantly has on his mind and working to improve. So one thing I wanted to highlight, the West Fork Fire Department is truly blessed. We have a great chief, but we have great firefighters, volunteer firefighters. But Chief, you do a great job of incorporating firefighters from larger districts coming in. Maybe they serve on the fire department, but you also allow them to do training that maybe the West Fork Fire Department wouldn't get otherwise.
That's correct.
The West Fork firefighters are, I'm going to say, Chief may not say this on camera with me, but they're probably, for a small town, they're probably the best trained group in the area.
Oh yes, by far. I mean, everybody feels that same way about their own fire department, but I agree. Had the best training division, the best chief of training that I could ever ask for. The guy's probably forgotten more than I'll ever know in the fire service. So.
Very good. What else do we have? I think that was all the questions I had for you, but is there anything you want to highlight? Or
We're having our Boots and Badges blood drive, June the 15th. We definitely want to try to do what we can again this year to beat the police department in that. We will be having hot dogs and chips for free. But our ultimate goal, not to beat them, is to up our numbers. We were 6th ranked out of the blood drives they ran this last year. So we want to strive for first. So we want everybody to come out on June the 15th at the community center in West Fork.
Okay. I think that's it, Blair. We had a short one this month, but I think it was an informational one, Chief. I think that'll surprise a lot of people. Some of that information about the fire department.
Perfect.
Okay.